Well, just arrived to pick Wendy up.
Good morning.
We're off on one of our adventures again. But by popular request, we're going to start off the muddy tracks today, aren't we?
Yeah,
So,
that was really bad last week.
Yeah, so,
I had a clay model of my bike when I took it off to clean it. It was just
Yeah.
covered. It was terrible.
Well, your Varia was, you couldn't even see that, could you? It
Did
was
you see the picture?
Yeah, covered in mud.
I was surprised it still worked.
Yeah.
It had worked all the way home.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was amazed at
Good
that.
kit.
Yeah.
Just nobody could see it. Yeah, we went out for an interesting ride just about a week ago and it was quite memorable, but unfortunately the batteries on my GoPro were flat. I now know why, so if any of you use your GoPro as a webcam, make sure you change the settings back, otherwise the batteries don't charge. But we'll recreate some of that ride today, but not all of it, so let's go.
Yeah.
I've stopped here just for a moment because those of you that know Café Vale Verde will know that there's a memorial just outside their entrance to a Lancaster crew that died when their aircraft was on a training mission and in collision with an Oxford aircraft. And if you come up Lodge Lane next to Café Vale Verde, you'll see this small memorial. And this is to the Oxford crew because this is where they crashed. So you've got Brian Headley Dennis, who was the pilot officer, and another pilot officer, James Addison. Well, we've just made it up a long hill and we're on the best road surface for probably 100 miles around, I would think, Wendy, don't you?
Definitely.
We're on Oakfield Lane, which is just beyond Shelford, and the road surface is so good, we reckon a councillor or a politician must live up here, probably an MP, because this is the only bit of road around here that's good, and it's one of the least used roads around. Now, having said that, there goes a car. Just to suggest I'm wrong. Well, we've had a really good ride this morning. We found some new roads we've not been on before, so that's good. And we've eventually found our way here to the old wharf at Hickling. It's a basin on the Grantham to Nottingham Canal. And the old wharf is a really good place to stop for a coffee stop. That is when it's open. Now, there's a good reason to check that places are open before you go, because they're closed until the 1st of February. So, did you bring a kettle? We've just stopped at the church at Nether Broughton. We stopped because there was a memorial to Winston Churchill on the gate, but I don't think there's any connection to him here. But it says the earliest church noted on this site was 1220, so they're pretty old. And the other thing we noticed is it's the first snowdrops we've seen of the year, so it's a nice harbinger of spring. and also I don't know if you can see, but there's fantastic views from up here. Well, after our disappointment at the old wharf being closed, we've had a bit of a find. We just took a route we'd never been on before, and we've ended up at Nether where you just saw the church. Had to go out onto a main road, and then suddenly saw this place, and it's they sell venison and bison,
burgers.
and look at it, you know, all very, very nicely laid out.
Wait,
And
is it the fox?
I'm Fox. Oh yeah. It's because we're above the Vale of Belvoir, you see, so we've got the fox. And Wendy has gone off piste and had fish finger sandwich. Vegetarian. But I'm having bison burger. So that's a first. This place is called Bouverie Lodge, as in Bovary, as in Madame Bovary. And it's obviously a bison farm. And in the other room here, they've got a nice fire going. So, but I think if we sit by the fire, we'll not want to get going again. So we'll stay here.
Fish fingers.
Fish finger sandwich, yeah.
Looking good.
And this is my
She'll put the Soviet underneath
bison burger, and it's topped with Stilton cheese, which is obviously made locally here in the Vale of Belvoir. So we'll see how we get on with that. And if you come in the loos here, there's a very important message. So it's a bit of a quirky old place, eh? Still a great find. That bison burger was superb. So I'll be back, as they say. Well, we've had a really nice ride, but Wendy has noticed something today. Tell everyone what you've noticed.
Okay, so 2 days ago it was on the BBC about the new rules to do with the highways. And what I've noticed today is that the cars have been giving us a wide berth.
And sadly, that's where that chat ended. My GoPro, which had been playing up all day, decided enough was enough and it wasn't going to record anymore. So just to clarify what Wendy was talking about, it was of course the new revised highway code we have in the UK now as of the 29th of January. It hadn't really been publicised very well. We'd all been trying to publicise it in our own way, but the media then did start to publicise it. Of course, the gutter press then got hold of it, and it was cyclists ride in the middle of the road. Why don't they pay road tax? Why aren't they insured? And so on and so forth. All the usual suspects were there. But the BBC did quite a fair piece on it, I thought. And this is what Wendy was referring to. We noticed that day that we didn't have any close passes. And that ride was 57 miles. We'd normally get at least 2 reportable close passes on that sort of ride. We didn't get any, and many of the drivers were actually holding back until they'd got good clear views of the road ahead. It has to be said that we were also considerate, because at one point we had a pretty big transporter lorry behind us, and it was being held up. I think we probably held him up for about 30 seconds to a minute, but we pulled off as soon as we could. He was really pleased, gave us a big smile and a wave, and he was on his way. We were then on our way seconds later, so everybody won in that case. One of my concerns is that some inexperienced cyclists might not understand what this rule really means and how we should use it. Riding in the middle of the lane is a very good thing to do at times, but it's not a good thing to do at other times. You just end up upsetting people unnecessarily. So what I thought I'd do is just go out on the road in a future video and point out some of the techniques that cyclists regularly use. I did make a video some time ago about how to ride in traffic, but I'll update it, and what I'll do is share this with the wider public. I'll put my tin helmet on because I'm sure I'm going to get lots of flack, but so be it. So I'm sorry Wendy was cut off in her prime. I'm sure her husband's going to be in touch with me asking how I managed it, but I'll share that with him for the right price. But until we meet again, thanks very much for joining us, and we look forward to riding with you next time. Bye for now.